Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'd like to do, well, quite a lot of work on this Ficus, Ginseng Ficus, because, well, top died, which is always a problem. The tree has not been repotted in quite a lot of years, so this is really root bound. And, well, yeah, because the top is dead, I need to find another top. Now, if you see at this branch and this branch, it's obvious that, well, these are long, and if I have to replace this one, it's going to take forever to do something better. Now, well, I'll come a little closer to show you. Now, the problem with this tree is, well, the top died, that's a problem, but there are not a lot of possibilities to have a front, because we have this gigantic scar here in the back, which is closing. I must say it's closing, but it's been, I don't know, maybe 10 years, 8 to 10 years that I had this tree. So I air-layered it. There's a video on that. But it's going to take at least another 10, maybe 15 years to get this thing completely closed. But yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm going to get this thing out of the pot, have a look at the root base, and maybe it is possible to use this as a front, or I don't know, or this as a front and make it into a cascade. That could be nice. Then I get rid of that, and maybe I'll turn the tree a little bit, but then I'll have to put this on a rock to make it believable. So, well, this might get a little complicated. So first of all, I get this out of the pot. And therefore, I always use my tray. This is not coming out easily, I think, so a little cutting here might just help. I'll have to think of another pot when I do that. Okay, well, that's a good soil mix. And now let's have a look at these roots and see what I can do with them if I want this to be a rock clinging ficus. I must admit, it's really not my favorite tree. I'm not wild about these leaves, and it's a grafted thing, which is also something that I don't know, always have trouble with the grafts. The grafting point, it's the swelling, not the graft, but the host often produces new growth, and then you have different species looking trees growing on the same trunk. I don't know. Not my thing. So I'm going to clean this up completely and then wash the roots, see how I can present it in front of the rock, and I'll be back. I've been trying different kinds of rocks, and, well, it's not easy to find a rock that fits a tree. So finally found this one, which is a nice sandstone, and I thought if I can plant this tree in this angle, I can put this already in the ground, so that's a good thing for the tree. You'll see a little piece of rock here. I have the biggest roots at the back, which is also nice because then I can drape them around. I'm going to sort that out first. So that looks good. These ones, well, they're quite thin, so it's going to be possible to guide them down. And well, this will be the top of the cascade, and this will be the cascading branch in the future, of course. But yeah, it's going to need a lot of growing, and the top is going to need some wiring, and I'm going to need another pot because I don't think that this thing can fit into this pot. So well, the first thing that I need to do now, of course, is try to get this this tree clinging to this rock as well as I can, because that's gonna be the whole point. And if you want to make a believable rock clinging composition, well, then the roots must cling to the rock, because that's quite obvious. So I'm going to use some raffia to get to this, so it's around the rock, and this is the best I can press this tree against this rock. No, or maybe just a little more to this side. Trying not to trap the roots. And on this side, that looks quite acceptable. So now I need to tie this, and then you're always sorry when you don't even out these things. So I'm going to tie this around this piece of wire. That should do the trick. If I can grab it, that is, yes. So it will give some extra tension, because yeah, it was okay, looks okay. Raffia didn't snap, which is also sometimes a problem. Okay, so now I have my tree clinging to the rock, and I have to comb out the roots now to be sure that I get them as deep as I can. This must not move. So these ones will have to come down. Okay, these ones will have to go to the back over the rock. If it works, and it's gonna take a whole lot of years because before it looks nice. This could really look nice. But again, ficus, yeah, especially these ginseng ficuses. It's nice trees, but I'm not too wild of indoor bonsai, for the stupid reasons that I don't have room to put them in the winter, because it's difficult to get something in home, because the cats will eat it all. So okay, now I must get these thick roots as close to the rock as I can. So this whole project will probably be a question of getting the roots as close to the rock as we can, without breaking any roots or without breaking the raffia that holds the roots. So this might be just very time consuming, yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of raffia to do this. So the tree is nicely wrapped around the rock, and I could really fix the roots the way I wanted them, so I'm quite happy about that. So now I need to get this in a pot, and because, well, this is supposed to be the cascading branch and this is the top, well, it's gonna be something like that, which means that this rock will look rather silly. Would be better one day maybe to add another rock just in the back, which I might do, because this already looks completely different. So therefore I'm going to need quite a big pot. Actually, this rock really does look nice. It fits perfectly. So, okay. Round pot. I don't have a round pot that big, which is, of course, a little sad. But I have this big pot here, which is nice because I have a tray for this pot to put under it. So maybe I can put one tree behind glass safely in my house. So yeah, first of all I'm going to fill this bottom part with some soil, and then we'll plant this thing. So I made a little mix with the old and the new soil, and I think I'm going to plant this rather in the center. Maybe try to tilt it a little like that. It's going to be easier to make a acceptable top, and then bring it a little more forward so that this branch here, which should become the cascading branch, looks nice. So I'm going to try to tuck that in already. Because adding the other rock won't be a big problem, because here I have to have a look at the roots. And I'm going to plant it a little too deep, just to make sure that I have quite a lot of roots touching the soil. I'm going to add this rock here. I don't know, does it look good? Because I'm not seeing it from the same side as you do. So I'm going to come behind the camera. Okay, so obviously the problem is that this rock on its own, it's just straight. It's not bad, but maybe I have another rock. Wait a minute. So the thing is that you really want to see something here in this dimension. So maybe this rock is an overkill. This could be nice too, but it's rather straight here. So if I do that, it's not adding a lot. This is not bad. Okay, let's have a look at that. Yeah, well, it makes the rock a little more, and it's quite deep. So if one day I put it in a round pot, would be nice. I also have, it's not bad. I must remember that. This is also possible. This is smaller, but it's not bad too. It's a shame to lose this on the back, because I had, well, a little other expectations. So this is small, but it gives just maybe the depth this way. No, that's not good. Or maybe just a simple one, just to add some more here. So, yeah, it's difficult to choose. Maybe a little higher, but then no, because when I repot this, kinda liked this one. Okay, I don't know, so I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to fill this thing up now with soil. I'm kind of happy with this. It doesn't look too bad. Of course, now I need to do something about the health of these roots. So I'll need to pack this in moss, because otherwise they're all going to dry out and die. And therefore I have my walk in the woods moss bag, which is moss and pine needles and everything that I find on the floor. It's always good to have a little bit of that stuff around. I'm going to press even a little bit between the two rocks. So that maybe the roots will start to, how should I say, cling around the other rock too. And then some moss here. Okay, this will keep a moist environment. Now I'm trying to wrap that with some tin foil. Okay, and then I'll have to secure the tin foil. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of wire to secure this all. I went for the duct tape, power tape. Well, at least that's strong material. And this should help the roots to grow and to be fairly happy in this otherwise aerial environment. And once you do this thing, well, you know that you're going to look at this thing for at least 2 or 3 years. But it still is the only way to make a reasonable and real root over rock, except for the invention of Sid Pavey with the trunks around the rock, which I must say results in very nice compositions. Okay, I need to fix this, but I don't want it to stick on the tree. And I think this is okay. So maybe just adding a little more soil here so that everything is nicely covered. Like so. And of course this thing needs a good watering now. So sometimes disaster strikes on your trees, like a top dying. in this case, but with a little creativity it is most of the time possible to find a solution. So from an absolutely not interesting tree, I probably could have some nice cascading bonsai in a couple of years. Of course, this thing will have to stay around for quite some time, but doesn't stop me from styling the top here. So it's going to be interesting anyways. So thank you for watching and see you next time.